shit.
All right. So we're going to go to SpaySpay here. And he says, Doc, I'm not trying to sound racist or nothing, but how often do you look at the comments on the YouTube page? Nuff said, love SpaySpay.
Oh, shit. I need to show you this, why I don't have the hype button and why I can't get in like that. So I want to show you that.
Because you're not signed in. You're just like a generic user. That's why.
I don't think I am, but we'll look at that after that. Let's get sober and remind ourselves.
Okay, sure.
I do look at them. I think it's funny. I think y'all are funny. I don't get all the jokes sometimes because it's shout out to Curly Fries and Hooters and whatever.
That's a D-man thing.
Because I'm not in. I'm also not on the webpage, but I'm looking over there and seeing what's going on and seeing the traffic and appreciate you guys interacting with the show because it does help drive what we're trying to do and build a show, and I appreciate that. So I see y'all. I see everybody over there. All hail Doc and all that. All hail Harper, and I do appreciate it.
So there you go, SpaySpay. Andrew Betts says, SpaySpay. Hold on, let me see.
The Hennessy is kicking in. Oh, that was a good drink of Hennessy.
All right.
Drink it down, boy.
Doc, I assume that you, this is from SpaySpay, I'm sorry. Doc, I assume that you didn't have any WWF LJNs, but did you at least have any AWA Remco figures since they included NWA guys in that goddamn line? Thanks, love, SpaySpay.
Okay, so there is very few. There's two things that if you hear this on the show when the three of us are together that I check all the way out on. One is when we're on Chef's Highway at the chicken place that used to be on the left corner of the thing.
Where Shishi's?
Whatever.
Okinawa Spa?
When these three start talking about the old days of a rundown
fucking New Orleans and
New Orleans, I'm like, do I have time to go piss? And the other is when they start talking about action figures. And that's not that I hate the idea of action figures. It's that I don't have a play in it. I have tons of like old Star Wars action figures, and I never did G.I. Joe. I had a little bit of He-Man, but not a lot.
I had them of all of them. I probably had more He-Man than anything.
I legit moved to baseball cards at like 7 years old and stayed there. And so I can talk about that. Not that anybody gives a shit. So I have had one wrestling action figure in my life. It was a Ric Flair action figure, and I got it sometime in the 90s after I came back from the dark period. So LJN and all this stuff, I never had it. I wasn't interested. All my dollars were going to baseball cards. And to be fair, there ended up being a reason. I ended up selling a bunch of them and paying for my first car so that I could go to my first job. So it ended up working out okay. But again, I'm not mad at, like, you need to grow up and stop playing with toys while I'm over here playing with baseball cards. I'm not Harper.
Right, Harper.
I just
Harper tell you grew up with a Pac-Man clock when he's 49 years old.
Right. I'm not mad at those who did. I mean, you got to have something to pass the time. I was just not passing the time with that. And I was watching wrestling, but collecting baseball cards. And I would say football and soccer, but that didn't really kick in until later. It was all baseball back then.
SpaySpay, I know you didn't ask me that, but
he's got a full collection in his little workroom that Harper and I saw.
Well, hold on. I had Hogan and Iron Sheik as far as LJNs. AWA, my aunt and uncle, my mom wasn't buying shit. Let me just say that to you, okay? When I say we were fucking poor, she wasn't buying me none of this bullshit. I had He-Man. That was pretty much it. I had the Road Warriors, and I had Baron Von Raschke and who the fuck else? I don't remember. As Doc has stepped away to piss, so that's why I'm filibustering here. So I did have Road Warriors and a couple other guys. Baron Von Raschke. Whoever else came in the Baron Von Raschke double pack. Let's see. Baron Von Raschke AWA double pack figure. Let's Google that while Doc is pissing. You might even be able to hear it. It's Remco. All right. Whoever else came, Rick Martel came with Baron Von Raschke, I believe. So I had Baron Von Raschke and Rick Martel along with the Road Warriors, and it was because my aunt and uncle gave that to me as a gift. I remember it was either Christmas or a birthday. LJNs, all I had was Hogan and Iron Sheik. Today, I actually have, in terms of LJNs, I have Junkyard Dog. I have 2 of them, actually. I had one of my own, and then a buddy of mine who listens to the show, shout out to T-Hog94, he gave me another one. He didn't realize I had one, so I have 2 JYDs, LJNs that I never had, as Doc is over there farting. I never had any LJNs when I was a kid, but I got JYD now, so that's pretty damn cool. But I was kind of like Doc. I went through the same phase, but all I had was like a bunch of He-Men. But I went through the baseball card phase too. I actually still have a lot of my baseball cards and football cards in a box. A lot of them. Like I have Brett Favre's rookie card, like to give you, I know you love the Packers, so that's why I mentioned Brett Favre. But I have a lot of old football cards that I probably need to look at to see what they're worth.
I got a Jerry Rice in there, rookie.
I don't have a Jerry Rice rookie, but I got some old Jerry Rices. I don't think people realize of all the sports. I was NFL, NCAA since I was, if you want to know something I loved more than old school wrestling, it was the NFL and NCAA back then, and then basketball.
My wife is like, you haven't changed since you were 12 years old.
Pretty much. I've given up the NBA for the most part, but
because you're a race trader.
Okay. But anyway, I just want to answer that SpaySpay. So next question.
Thanks, SpaySpay. But you got the next question, so we'll keep talking to you.
All right. SpaySpay also wants to know. This is a good question because honestly,
this is a good question.
I don't know how fucking consistent we are with this.
I got the answer for this.
Great. So let's debate. Doc, what is y'all's episode rating criteria? Sometimes one of you will give an episode from the 90s an A or B. In that situation, are you saying that the episode is as good as NWA 1986? Or are you all grading on a fucking different scale? I'm reading his verbatim. Thanks.
Why you got to cuss at us?
Love SpaySpay. I mean, we start drinking and we start cussing, but hey, how do you make it through these 1.5 and 2 hour episodes? Do you go piss when the promo's playing? Is that what happens?
I don't drink very much anymore during our shows.
Okay, we just drink when we're in person, right?
Right. And when I do drink, yes, I get up during a terrible promo, and I hope Harper's ready to pick it up.
And maybe he's pissing, and I'm talking to myself.
That's correct.
Doc,
it's always a chance. Okay, so that's a really good question.
That's an excellent question.
My first answer here, and I wrote this down, was don't apply science to buffoonery.
Very good point.
It's not a 1-to-1.
It's not.
This is not. What do you say, Maeve Deltzer's
rating scale,
and nor should it be interpreted as such.
Right,
but
exactly.
It is a way for us to sort of give our opinion on what we're seeing. The way I look at it is that I'm kind of looking against recent events. So I'll take this week's episode and kind of put it against the 3 or 4 we've been seeing and what I think's about to happen and kind of give a grade. I also have the opinion that I think Harper's grades are before I ever say mine, I think Harper's grades are going to be bullshit, and I think Mike's are going to be bullshit. And then they all kind of line up. Like, I'm like, all right, it's time to rate this. And I throw it over to Harper, and I'm like, his rating is about to be complete horseshit, and so is Mike's. And then we all kind of get within like a half a grade, minus or plus.
You also need to tell people why you started throwing at the Harper to grade it.
Because he just said whatever I said.
That's exactly it.
So I'm not going to let him get away with that.
That's exactly it.
The other thing is, and I used to write down my grade in my Rolex, and now I don't. And one of the reasons for that is that the actual fun that I have during the show can affect my grade.
That's right.
Because to me, I'm not a wrestling historian. I'm not upset if I don't know who Mike Sharp wrestled. If Mike Sharp wrestled in the Central States in 1987, I don't give a fuck. It was the fun of this show was, did we have fun watching the show? Because wrestling, even though I watch it by myself, the fun of wrestling was getting together with your buddies and chopping it up and laughing and bullshitting while you watch this. That's what makes this show work. And so there is not well, Hogan's on to the blah, blah, blah. We laugh and joke that the length of the episode affects the grade. That's kind of bullshit because if they're 2 hours of kick-ass wrestling, they're going to get an A or an A+. We're being dickheads about that. It's not an exact science. This should be like it's hot outside, it's cold outside, or it's kind of comfortable outside. Not it's 97 degrees outside.
There's fucking days where it's 105 degrees in Dallas, Fort Worth, and I swear to God, that show could be a fucking A+. It's gonna get a B because I'm miserable from that fucking heat and cutting the grass.
And there's things, and to be honest, there are things that in my watching, and this is why I stopped writing down a grade, I miss things. And that Harper or Mike will point out, and I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, does that allow me? And then we've done this long enough that it allows me to sort of recalibrate on the fly and get what I think is a good. A lot of times I don't have my grade in mind when it goes. I'm formulating my grade when it goes to Harper. So I'm not copying him. I'm like, what am I going to grade this? And with the Rolex, if it's a great episode, that shit gets real tough.
Real tough. Everything is blurry.
That's a really good question, SpaySpay, because it's some of the inner workings of how we do this. And I would say we're pretty good at getting close, but it's not an exact science, nor should it be.
I've actually gotten messaged that before, like, you know, how do y'all grade this type thing? And my thing is, the problem is, like, we sit down, we watch it. You and I, Harper don't watch shit unless it's pay-per-view, and even then, he's only making through half of it. We sit down, we watch an episode, and you're like, all right, this is dog shit, or it wasn't. And then you sit down and you record an hour and a half to 2 hours, and before you know it, you're like, the camaraderie was so good. Sometimes something that should have been a C ends up being a B or B+.
And if Harper starts talking about banging a deaf girl,
oh my God,
and I had a fun time during the show,
that impacts the rating that much more.
And is that correct? No. Is it what happens? Yes. We're not beholden to anyone but ourselves and hopefully you guys. So like,
right. There's no fucking director calling us saying you gotta correct your attitude.
So
on
if
something.
we say B- and you go, man, I would have given that a B, that's the same grade.
Right. I don't think people understand it so much. The one thing that makes BTT great and fun is, you know, everybody out there listening, just like us, has shoot jobs. And there's shit you can't do at work that you just can't do. We ain't beholden to nobody. Like,
that's what makes this fun is that
I can just say how I feel about something. I don't have to worry about some booker man telling me, no, you really can't say that. And, you know, you shouldn't think about it like this. And have you thought about this angle?
And today we're let loose without our broads around either. Or the kids, so now it's really double tough. But yeah, that's exactly right in the sense that somebody asked, and I think we said this in the last episode, if this show has a saving grace, it's the fact that the hosts are naturally having fun and you enjoy it because you can feel that natural fun that we're having and it extends to what you're doing. And then we have the venues like this to where you can be involved in that. So that's the whole show. All right, we've talked enough about it. We're starting to sound drunk.
Maybe it's because we're getting a little tipsy.
All right.
SpaySpay. Good question, though, because
that was a good question.
I have heard that before, and you know, it sometimes is a sliding scale, to be fair. All right, my buddy Mikey, I have a question for you. Let me just start this. Let's just get it started from this. And I know this wasn't at the very beginning of it, but in the documentary, they show, this is from SpaySpay, our wonderful friend SpaySpay out there, who oftentimes sends in questions. He says, in the documentary, they show Kevin jumping off of a tall shark cage type thing that was in the ring. SpaySpay loves using the F word. What was that fucking cage and why was it there? Thank you. Love SpaySpay. Now, before you answer, I don't remember that exact moment. And as I say that, you're going to probably educate me on it. But the second thing I thought was, when I saw SpaySpay's question is, and I saw the cage in the ring, I was like, oh, that's the cage they use for the penalty box matches. I assumed it was the same one, but I haven't dissected it and looked at it to figure it out. So, Lance, your thoughts on the on the shark cage looking thing that SpaySpay is mentioning in the documentary? Because they didn't talk about it. They just show a clip of it.
No, it's a clip, and I've seen the clip before, and I've seen the situation before. I was going to send you a picture of it, Mike, if you give me 2 more seconds, but I'm not going to worry about it. Everybody that wanted to see it, it's just like the penalty box, but that we all know during world class days, but it's just built different. I think it's got maybe a closer to a chicken wire, more wiry. I can't see a close up in that, but yeah, I've seen just the clip before. Kevin's diving off the top onto Gino Hernandez. It was definitely Gino, and I'm 99% sure that's Gary Hart in the ring, in the cage. And the funny thing is how the cage is in the ring. We never saw that during World Class, but they did do it like that when they do it and call it a shark cage in World Class. And I couldn't put the exact date on it. It's somewhere in 1980. Anyway, that's when they were doing that show for the West Texas market, and it's on there. If we had more episodes of that, oh man, do I wish we had more episodes of that. I think we've only got 2, maybe 3 of those episodes that were filmed in 80 for West Texas. But yeah, here we are, the curse of the Von Erichs. Now, you watch something like this, and just depending on your
just talking about the I think it was from SpaySpay, suggesting that we do the Von Erich documentary on A&E, Curse of the Von Erichs. And at the time, Lance and I hadn't seen it yet. We have both seen it now, so we wanted to discuss it. I will say this. It's not going to be a line item by line item thing, because I think a lot of the stories are not there for a while. Matt Wilson out there in SpaySpay, several others have been wanting to hear from you, Randy, for a long time. Harper, before I ask Randy to that, so that will be coming out. We're going to do a review of that. SpaySpay, I got your question from that. So, it won't be a line by line item review of it, but there are some talking points that Lance had from it that we can definitely discuss. So, so while you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on the video, and type a comment or 2 what you like or didn't like about the episode. Matt Wilson, you gotta be holding the record now for number of comments. SpaySpay used to, but we had to get on SpaySpay because he was causing channel problems. But Matt Wilson, you're drilling that puppy, baby, like you drill other things, maybe. All right, I'm sitting here with Doc, and Harper is back. Definitely helps the channel grow. Love seeing all those comments. Matt Wilson, who's always working the room out there in SpaySpay and all that good stuff. I'm sitting here with Doc, 2 or 3 or 4 about what you like and don't like. Matt Wilson, I see you out there doing work. SpaySpay, you too. Mark Tatanka, you too. David Ford, you too. And I can't remember anybody else right now off the top of my head, but I see you out there doing work, Governor Bolts. Okay, take the hype button to Pound Town. The other thing I want you to do is hit that like button, subscribe, and repost and all that other stuff. And make a comment or 2, like Craig Walston out there and SpaySpay and Matt Wilson, and Harper actually makes a comment or 2 every now and then. And make a comment or 2. It helps the channel grow. Thank you very much for all the comments. Craig Walston, David Ford, Matt Wilson, and SpaySpay, and everybody out there that I'm going to forget. Neil, so many. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on the video. And be like Matt Wilson and SpaySpay and Mark Tatanka out there and all the other people who are going to get mad because I forget them right now, and type a comment or 2 what you like or didn't like about the episode. To the channel, hit the like button on the video, and type a comment or 2 what you like or didn't like about the episode. Tons of comments. Man, y'all pouring the comments in. Even SpaySpay is being nice out there. But David Ford, Matt Wilson, Craig Walston, I'm going to miss some names. Governor Bolts.